This is probably the best home climbing wall that I've ever built. Hold on, wait a minute. The best home climbing wall I've ever built? Now, I'm not brand new at building climbing walls. I built my first climbing wall in 1995. That might be before some of you have even been born. Now, I may not have built as many climbing walls as Louis Anderson has built over his years, or probably longer than anyone in the world, but I'm not new to the game either. I really think that this is an amazing climbing wall. Go ahead and watch the rest of this. I'll come back in at the very end and talk a little bit more about the finances, how much this cost me, and how you might be able to build your own. So I have 12 holds on this wall, and I'm going to show you how much we can actually climb on it with just this little bit, and how many variations we can have. And that's what's going to make it the best home wall that I've ever built. Nice, nice. Ooh, yeah. Sweet. That took me a couple tries to get it the first time. You want to get that strap?
Yep.
Okay, coming down. Go there.
Sure.
So let me show you some of the features of this wall. So this is a self-supporting wall, which means that it can go anywhere, and you don't have to worry about tying into the structure of the home or the building that you're in because it stands by itself on the floor. This is actually built in an Airbnb. I'm planning on being here for less than a month. When I built it, I'm actually going to be here for a little bit more than a month, which is good because I get to use it for longer. This wall is adjustable, easily adjustable. Let me show you how to do it. First, you're going to loosen up the straps on both sides of the wall. That strap, and we'll come over here. That strap, and actually before we adjust this, I'm going to pull out my phone and we're going to measuring at 32 degrees. Now that we have our heavy-duty ratchet straps, which I'm using as safety straps on this, loosened, we do this. Let's see how steep that is. Okay, so there's 0, which is actually 90. And put it right up here. 62 degrees of overhang, and I've gotten it steeper than that, so. And actually, I think I'm going to lower it just a little bit more. You want to leave your ratchet strap a little bit loose. So as you're rolling it, it wraps over on itself. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to climb.
There you go.
I think that hill hook helped too.
Yeah.
Now you might be thinking, what happened to this climbing wall? Why am I in a different place now? Well, I'm living on the road and I had to move that climbing wall. The coolest thing about this climbing wall, not the coolest thing, but one of the cool things about this climbing wall is how easy it is to move. You can take it down, take it apart, store it, move it, build it back up with relative ease. And I sold the wall. I sold the wall for very cheap. It might resurface in the future. So let me get out my spreadsheet. I tried to keep a good track of how much this wall cost me. Here's the breakdown. I have it lumber, hardware, finish, and other tools. Some specific tools that I needed to get that I didn't have on me to help build this wall. The lumber price alone for this climbing wall was $407.85. The hardware was $294.10. To do the finish on this wall was $51.28. The other and tools in here, $67.33. That brings this up to a total of $820.56, not including labor, just materials. And then you have to have the design factored in there, which I did not keep track of my design on this. A lot of the times when I build projects like this, I have an idea, a sketch in my head. Sometimes I'll put that down on a piece of paper like a napkin, and then I build it. This one I did because it was a lot more technical. I had some CAD drawings that I did and put in here so I could get some of the angles right and some of the loads right, because you need to have proper loads when you're having a wall that moves. But without all of that, just in the labor to put it together, 32 hours. And if I'm paying myself $25 an hour, that's $800. The entire cost of this wall is going to be $1,620.56. That's not including holds. For holds, you're going to throw in, depending on how you do them, you can actually, with the holds that I put on here, I spent very, very little money on these holds. The most money that I had to spend for the climbing holds on this wall is actually purchasing the bolts and the time that it took me to make them. All of the other stuff I made out of scraps. So you can do that fairly cost effectively, or you could spend upwards of $1,000 just on climbing holds to fill a wall like this. Because it is movable and adjustable, you can probably get away with a lot less holds and still be actively engaged in climbing. The ways that you can maybe build this yourself, I will not at this time be making plans that you can purchase. However, I do have plans for another climbing wall design, super simple to build. Those plans are super cheap. They're available at climberdad.com/plans. I will have a link down in the description below. Purchasing those plans also helps support the channel. There's some other things that I have on there that would help support the channel as well as a donate button. I'm working on another frame that this is the concept birth of it, and I will be making some components for that frame to make it easier for you to DIY your own climbing wall. And when those are available, they will be on climberdad.com. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not too big on the social medias, but they will be posted there. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time right here on Climber Dad. Yeah, that was a good one.